we're on the beach right now. I want to show you the freshly fallen snow here on the beach. And you know, if you've ever been here, how gorgeous the sand is here along the Gulf Coast from Florida to Mississippi. It looks like sugar. And in fact, it even, I've said this before on the beach, and you're walking some of these beaches with that pristine sand, it sounds like fresh snow crunching. And now the irony of snow that's going to crunch on top of sand that can crunch is just pretty wild. But let's take a look here. I'll try to go, I'm using my bare hand, try to go as softly as I can to try to see how deep that snow is and to try to get down to the sand and see where it starts to change colors. And from what I can see, the color's not that different, right? So just gonna go and just kind of create and show you. Okay, and so now, Brad, I'm gonna bring this sand up to you. Give it a little, this is so weird. Digging in the sand, my hand's in the sand coming out of the snow here. And you can see just the difference. I mean, in a normal time, this has that feel. It's almost called sugar sand, but it's so soft on your hand that it almost feels like flour. I mean, it is that fine. But then to see that here's the snow all around it, it's something else. It really is. And then it's just a short walk here to the water. And the pier here, the pier lights also kind of getting a little bit fainter in the distance with the heavy snow. Of course, snow, it's a solid, it's ice, it's a solid. It's also weird, I'm gonna put sand back into my glove here that's still in my hand. But the snow that's falling, the fact that I said it's a solid, we know that, but it reduces visibility. So the lights on the pier get fainter and fainter out there. And now do you hear the Gulf waters? And the snow, I mean, it feels like we could be in Buffalo right now. And then coming down, if you've ever been here, a very familiar scene. Get right down to the water's edge and just come down and there's a seashell, right? I mean, I grew up, you know, on the West Coast in Washington State, and you can go and see, you know, pebbles and stuff next to a lake when it's snowing, but to see seashells, you know, with snow that's falling all around, it's just something else. It's just a different deal, a different odd reminder. And, you know, as we are all just initially just kind of taking it all in, it is also a reminder that this snow is falling for people in an area that have maybe never seen it in their lifetime. And if that's the case, you're not going to be able to, you know, go out and drive and handle it very well. In fact, even if you're from Pennsylvania and you move down here, it's different. You know, maybe you know how to drive in the snow, but the difference is the roads aren't treated like the way they are in Philly. You don't have all of the plows, don't have all of the treatment, the ice melter, and all the dirt that you put on the road to, you know, get the grip there. So it's different. And so, Mike, we know that with people getting out and packing down the snow, it's just more likely to make it turn to ice and make it that much more difficult for it to go away.
You know, and again, unlike places up north, in the south, you have to play the waiting game, right? You just have to wait for it to improve. You have to wait for it to melt, whereas in the north, they have all this equipment to deal with it, but we just don't across the south. It's more jet skis than snowmobiles, Chris. We know that. Great shots tonight. Big snowflakes coming down on Chris there in Panama City.